Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure. I'm Shaman Durek, and it's a pleasure to be here with so many powerful, beautiful beings such as yourself. Beings who want to see a different in this world, beings who want to see people love each other more, beings that want to create more prosperity and abundance in their lives so that they can share it with people to amplify all of the amazing things that we can do with resource. Beings that want to heal, transform, and see people's lives changed. Beings that want to see war cease on our planet and peace be a truth of what we stand for as human beings. Beings that want acceptance for all beings and create space for all beings to exist on Earth, not to exclude, deny, or kill or get rid of because someone is different both in their beliefs, their sexual preference, and the color of their skin. Beings who desire to see a world based in love and a place where we can all share our love, our talents, our gifts, and our creation with one another. Let's make this heaven on earth, the way it is in heaven, where everyone's heaven is real and existing and experiencing, when no one is causing pain or hurt to anyone. And each and every person is honoring each person and their talents, their gifts, and who they are, their wisdom and their knowledge. Let's make this heaven on earth. Before we begin, I'd like to open up with a prayer for humanity. I like to call forth now on Mother, Father, God, the divine Jesus Christ, and Allah, the divine beings and deities of light, and all sentient beings of light who spend their entire existence in the service of love and devotion for our Mother and Father God, to see love as the triumphant throughout all the universe. I ask now for healing for Iran. I ask healing not because other polarized leaders want things to be done. It has nothing to do with this. I ask healing because every human being deserves to experience freedom. It's in our history books. It's what we have put all our energy into, freedom. And not just freedom, but freedom to be who and what we are, as according to what God wants us to be. I ask now for healing for every single person who has not been seen, acknowledged, valued, and appreciated for the uniqueness that God has created for their existence. I ask this now, and I ask with the highest level of love and joy for all of the heralding angels, the angels that make real change on planet Earth, to support and to go to these places in the world, and not just Iran, but every single place where there is discord amongst humanity and nature, discord amongst humanity and animals, discord amongst humanity and children, discord amongst humanity and women and men and children and life. Any place where human beings have not yet valued life, acknowledge life as the most important and most valuable, most precious, most sacred thing. And we as human beings place our energy in clearing these energies. I ask now for the rebalancing of our planet, the rebalancing of humanity, to see and understand the suffering and the pain that they cause another person because of their inability to come into alignment with themselves. A place where they can see the love that emanates from their being, not the hate and the anguish or the expectations or anything that they have created that has made them feel justified in their behaviors to hurt another human being without remorse, without understanding, where they lack empathy and the understanding of compassion to draw forth a higher level of nature, a nature that is bound for the understanding of every life counts. Not just the ones you deem that counts, but the ones that have counted because they exist. And because they exist, this is the most important thing, that we honor and represent life in its entirety. I pray and ask now that all beings accept people for who they are and how they choose to show up, and make space for them on planet Earth so that we can live in truth and honesty the way our Mother and Father God want us to live. There's never been judgment from our Mother and Father God, from angels, or from any being that has been represented incorrectly on planet Earth. A God that punishes, a God that believes in sin, and a God that sends its children to hell. These things are fictitious lies that were created out of the need for control and the need to subjugate and to command respect and fear within the people. We are generating a new understanding of society, a society that is based in love, acceptance, a society that's based in compassion and empathy, a society that makes space for all life to exist, and not just the ones you think should. So I hold today the highest blessings for all beings who will come into this live later or who are here now, and know that I love you, I honor you. I know we will be triumphant regardless of the polarized leaders who act out of insecurity and fear, and people who seek domination and command fear into the people. We will rise against all tyranny against humanity, for there are many of us and so few of them. And we will continue to shine our light as good, sovereign people of love who seek to see a world free from war, hate, and anything that would diminish life. The value of life is so precious, and that is the most important thing. People always want to ask me what side I'm on. Do I want this person or do I want this person? Am I a Republican? Am I a Democrat? Am I a this? Am I a that? I am here for love. And I am here for love's anthem, not Republican, Democrat, or any of these things that people have their mind's attention on. I do not accept the governments that the way they are today. These governments that operate in choosing sides and pitting us against one another for reasons that are not even ones that we've created. I believe in love, and I believe that freedom is for all that is created. We have no right to not appreciate the value in life of another person, regardless of what we may think, until such day when we as human beings recognize this truth. Maybe way after I'm no longer here on the planet, I will stand and deliver my life, as so is my wife and all my family, to make sure that this truth is the only truth and the real truth that stands out amongst all lies, all tyranny, and all deception against humanity. No longer will we self-betray ourselves for the need of validation and acceptance from any soul on planet Earth. We are who we are, created by the most beautiful mother and father that never judged us, never punished us, and never will. We are the ones who punish ourselves with our malfunction in thinking and our incorrect way of operating in our thoughts. Our perceptions need to be the perception of love. Our dedication and devotion needs to be to bring greater understandings of love at its highest level. Not love with limits or love with transaction, but love at its highest level. This is my prayer for today. This is my prayer every day. And I am grateful to be here on the planet, to have breath in my lungs, to serve you all, and to see this world become greater and better. I hold a vision only that which is for the greatest for us as human beings. Not held in who's right and who's wrong, but held in the place of love and higher love, not the love that operates out of fear, but love that operates out of acceptance. And that is what I stand for. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks or says about me, I care less. What I care about is the truth. And the truth is that we are evolving. We all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. And in order to be able to evolve, we cannot be perfect. But in those acts of mistakes, we take acknowledgement and we take responsibility and accountability to keep going, to not give up on ourselves or to give up on others just because they cannot see, understand, or recognize that level of love. So, I'm Shaman Durek. I love you. And that is my prayer for today. So let's get started. So it's really lovely to be here with all of you, to share that with you. And, you know, we cannot give up on the truth and what we see and understanding. You know, we are here to see liberation on all levels, and not because other people tell us to, but liberation because that is the way it's supposed to be. You know, we're supposed to accept liberation for all people. It doesn't matter if you're straight, you're gay, you're trans, you're this, you're a gift of God. God created you exactly the way you're supposed to be created. Anyone who tells you otherwise does not know the intentions of our Mother, Father, God. They are incapable of seeing and understanding the truth because they are being filled with deceptions and lies by systems that want to use control and use God as a weapon against humanity and against the true understanding of correct thinking. We do not give in to those lies and those deceptions. You can be Christian. You can be Muslim. You can be Catholic. You can be Protestant. You can be a shaman. You can be a witch. You can be anything you desire to be. No one has a right to decide for you what you are, and no one has a right to tell you what those limits are and what those standards are. As long as you are operating in the field of bringing more liberation, more happiness, more joy, more freedom, more bliss, more prosperity, more abundance, more shared abundance to communities, more support and love from the sacredness of truth in the heart, not because someone did something for you that was wonderful, but because you do it because that is who you are. Shamans are chosen by spirits, that's correct. Chosen by ancestors, chosen by nature spirits. One shaman isn't chosen just because the tribe chooses you. It never has been about the tribe. It's always been the spirits that choose you, the ancestors, the nature spirits, the angels, the deities, the divine beings that humans don't even are aware of their existence yet. That is who chooses you to be a shaman. And the act of a shaman isn't to glorify yourself because you think you know everything. The act of a shaman is to show up and build strong communities that are sustainable amongst themselves, and that those people can build communities that are sustainable amongst themselves. Not, oh, I've written all these books, I'm a shaman, and I have all this knowledge and wisdom. That means absolutely nothing, because wisdom has no value unless it is inserted at the right time, at the right place, for the right situation. Then it's just information. Anyone can gurgitate information and make it sound good. Depth and clarity comes from experience. Experience is what guides faith. It's what guides the mind to what is real and what isn't real. It is not based upon what you read. You could read 1,000 books, you can take 20,000 seminars, but until you have an experience, one that you can feel and sense, that is when you actually shift into a new way of thinking. That is when you actually understand the many dimensions that lie before you, for which you can explore through curiosity to have more experiences. Someone can read to you and tell you things, but that's just indoctrination. They can tell you things and say, this is going to happen and this is going to happen, but it doesn't matter until you have your own experience. And remember, the ego is about acknowledging your greatness. A lot of people think that the ego that puts you down and puts other people down to build themselves up is the ego. It's not. It's the hurt part of your being that feels that you've never shown up for yourself, that you are a self-betrayer, that you are a person who's turned your back on yourself for other people's views, ideas, and concepts of you. When you have an ego, your ego clarifies, it identifies the truth of who you are. Someone can say to you all kinds of nasty things, and your ego will say, I'm sorry, but none of those things are true. And I'm sorry you feel that way, but blessings to you, and may your life be filled with joy and blessing. Because who I am and what I am is honorable in the eyes of our Mother, Father, God, is honorable in the divine aspects of creation. And therefore, there is no need for me to battle or prove to you or fight with you or bicker with you to prove otherwise. If I have to prove to you something, if I have to fight with you to understand something, that means that I do not understand it completely. And all I am doing is still seeking validation, or I'm seeking recognition for who and what I am. And only that has already been given to me by Mother and Father God, for me to actually now take in and take acknowledgement of, not for me to get it from you. One of the biggest mistakes we make as human beings is that we seek the validation of other people, not even knowing where they are in their evolution. And what you seek outside of yourself, you seek away from yourself, because it is your being that seeks to be known by you, not your being seek to be known by someone else. People can celebrate you and love you and appreciate you for your expression in life and what you demonstrate through your being and the way you live your life. But it's important for us to operate in the intention of the soul, to operate in the intention of the awareness of ourselves individually, so that we are so fortified in who we are that people can say whatever they want, write whatever they want, sing whatever they want, talk behind our backs, whatever they want, and it will have no effect on the bearing of how we feel about ourselves. That is a defined ego. And that is what I want you to achieve in this lifetime, so that you can be untouchable, that people's words will just fall right off of you, that you will understand that you're going to piss a lot of people off being in a world that is based in fear, lack, control, and subjugation. And you come here to create liberation, freedom, happiness, and bliss in a world that wants to hide and duck and cover and create lies and deception. And you come to bring accountability, authenticity, and the value of life. You are going to be met with a lot of uncomfortable things. So you got to get really good at being uncomfortable. You got to start practicing in that space of being uncomfortable. Living an uncomfortableness allows you to demonstrate resilience. It builds and fortifies your energetic field. It lifts and brings value and energy in a new dynamic way. And it's important because in that moment, you stop being affected by what people think. You start realizing that you are here to be a disruptor. You are here to make people uncomfortable if that's what they choose to be, right? Someone says that seems so hard. Well, if that is your reality and you use words that say that seems so hard, then as God giveth, God also honors what you say. Because look, if you believe it's hard, then the universe will make sure it's hard for you because you are the creator. But if you believe a different thing, perhaps you say, instead of saying that seems so hard, perhaps you say, I am open to discovering that. I am open to experiencing how to live in that truth and honor that within my being. Then you are creating something different. You're not creating spells that are coming out of your mouth because you're just saying it, because you're supporting a narrative that doesn't even have anything to do with it, with you. You are actually changing the alchemy of energy that is coming out of your body and creating rippling effects throughout time and space. You are literally saying, I am going to be an architect of my experience of life. I am going to be a wordsmith and use words that have vibrational frequencies that actually create, expand, and open up new dimensions, new doorways, new ways of thinking that lift us beyond limitation. I am not going to use my words to speak in a way that has a closed door or a wall or a barrier, like that's hard, or I don't think I can do it, or I don't know, or I don't understand. All of those things are words that have closed doorways, closed windows, and walls that you hit. You want to speak with open doors and open windows, darlings. You want to speak in a way that Spirit says, thank you for letting us come in and serve you. Not let me barricade myself and isolate myself, because the words I'm using does just that. It isolates you, barricades you, and limits you from allowing life to happen for you. Do you understand? So we want to be very mindful about the words we use, and we want to open doors and open windows when we speak. We want to be wordsmiths with open doors and open windows. So instead of saying, I don't know, you can say, I'm very curious to find out. That's an open doorway that leads into another room for new exploration. How exciting is that? Right? You can also operate in the context, instead of saying, I don't think I'll ever find a relationship, which is a closed door and a closed window and doesn't leave any room for any of the spirits, your ancestors, or anyone to support you. You could literally say, I'm super excited, or I'm so curious and open to the possibility of having a loving, transparent, nurturing, present relationship that operates in growth and integrity and accountability, where we honor our triggers and individually and collectively, and we help each other to see how we can continue to evolve as a couple. You see, then you're creating an open door and an open window, right? Does that also mean accept energy over weeks in your private parts? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does that also mean to accept energy over weeks in your private parts? I don't know what that means, Nicola. Maybe you want to express that out a little bit. So when we start to understand the definitions of frequency, and why to really understand fourth and fifth dimension is to start really understanding frequency and get out of these like very limited structures that we keep creating just by opening our mouths and speaking. We want to open our mouths and speak words that define frequencies, that create, that expand, that call things to you, that illuminate space for spirits and ancestors and divine beings to come in and support you at a higher level. You see? Because we deserve the good stuff. And you're not going to get to the good stuff by isolating yourself, darlings. You're not. You're not going to get to the good stuff by closing your windows and closing your doors, and then you wonder why nothing's happening for you. And the spirits are like, well, you closed the door, you closed the window. We can't even get in. How can we get in? I mean, you turn on the fireplace and you can't get Santa Claus to come down and bring you your gifts. That's what's really happening here, right? And so what we want to do is we want to create space. Creating space, that's so kind of you to say. Thank you for saying so. I am just a being here to serve you and honor you at the highest level of wisdom and intention that my being is capable of offering. So when we create space, we create an awareness of intention that everything has to be limitless. There has to be limitlessness in the way we communicate and the way we perceive the world. If you see the world as all the drama and the chaos, and this was a question that someone wrote earlier when I put what time I was going to go live. They said, how do we deal with all of the conflict that's happening on the planet, with everything that's going on with the governments and, people wanting to buy countries and all kinds of different things, or buy countries, take over countries, you name it, whatever. People are doing all kinds of interesting things these days. And honestly, what we have to understand, okay? And as I know it's challenging to understand it because it's so polarized in social media and TikTok and Instagram and all the news and all the this and comedy shows and that and the other. You cannot place your energy in the space of reacting through fear, reacting through worry, reacting through, oh my God, what's going to happen? Because you've lost the vision. You've lost the vision that our Mother, Father, God want you to have, which is your vision has to supersede the lie of intention that you see being placed in front of you, right? Right? So let me give it to you like this. I know what's happening in the world. I see what's going on in the world. And in other lifetimes, I saw what was going on in the world. But in order for change to occur, right, you have to see greater than what you see in the world. You have to believe greater than what you see in the world, and you have to know it's greater than what you see in the world. That means you do not participate, meaning give your vote to good versus bad. You stay in a neutral place of love. You stay in the highest degree of love for humanity. You talk continuously that people who are doing things that are destructive and monstrous to human beings are waking up and seeing the light of day. You have to speak it into manifestation. And when I say manifestation, what I really mean is you have to speak it as a creator. Okay? You have to stop sharing stories with your friends of doomsday mentality. You have to stop inviting yourself into these conversations and these type of declarations that people are making about what they think is going to happen. Just today, a friend said to me, what happens if AI takes over and there's no more jobs for anyone? I'm like, that is a dimension that exists, yes, but there's also a dimension where that doesn't exist. There's a dimension where human beings make different choices and make different choices so clearly that there are systems put in place to protect us from those things. There's dimensions of that exist. There are multiple dimensions. And so the question is, which one are you voting for? Which one are you supplying with your energy, with your thoughts, with your feelings? You understand? This is so important to how we shape the dynamic structure of what is and what isn't. And if you look at the laws of physics, you will see and understand that you are either collapsing a wave when it comes to quantum energy, or you are creating a new wave. The energy is up to you, how you choose to use your power in this lifetime. But if you are so concerned about what is happening in the world, you only need to be concerned about what beauty and love and exploration you are inviting yourself into. The curiosity of your being to discover new talents, new gifts, and new ideas of your being. For you to use words that open up space, open up windows, and open up doors, not only for you, but for the people around you. These are powerful declarations that allow new dimensions to be built upon old dimensions. And before you know it, the things that you see that you thought would happen will actually not happen, because there'll be so many people believing in a vision of possibility that exists in a dimension, and we then anchor that in. You know, a lot the other day I was talking to this person and they were talking to me about consciousness. And I always find it fascinating when human beings get so caught up in this idea of consciousness and they think their brain is actually the one creating consciousness. And it's really not. Your brain is a conductor, yes, of energy and frequencies of all kinds. But consciousness exists multidimensionally. You have a consciousness that exists in higher dimensions that have already achieved and has succeeded in all the things you seek to achieve and succeed in. And you have consciousness that exists in lower dimensions that feel stuck, limited, and blocked and don't feel like it can do anything. The choice is, which one do you actually bring in to this conductor? Which one are you tapping into in the multidimensional realm of what is possible, of all the many possibilities, and the ones that we don't even know are possible because we haven't even thought of it yet? You see? And so this is so important when it comes to understanding the dimensional realities of life in human beings and structures as you see it. You must remember, you are on a planet of energy that is vibrating at certain frequencies that gives you what you call matter. With an elemental kingdom that gave you fingernails and a nose and eyes and everything, your body is a natural element. And therefore, it has consciousness within consciousness. Consciousness isn't just one thing. It is a multi-dimensional thing that we are operating in. So you can access the part of your being that has already succeeded, and you can then integrate that part of your being by called merging that consciousness in and then activating it as your consciousness. And let me tell you, I have reached higher levels of thinking and divinity thinking because I have merged with so many different aspects of my consciousness that exist multidimensionally, and not just the ones that are human, ones that are even not even human, because I am also connected to those as well consciously. And when we begin to see that we are more than just this body and this being who's existing in this what we call reality, which is not a reality, but just more of a simulation of many energies interacting with one another to create what we see and experience through our belief systems, our ideas, our perceptions, and so forth. We then begin to open up an understanding of the reality that doesn't is not reality, and begin to build and architect new dimensions. And this is what God meant when God said there are many rooms in God's mansion, many rooms that you haven't even gone into, and only people are staying in 2 rooms. 2 rooms they stay in when there's billions and zillions of rooms in which to venture into. That's pretty exciting if you ask me. Even today in my meditation, I was communicating to different parts of my being that are outside of the human aspects to gain knowledge and information on how I can support humanity even more. And the amount of information that is achieved when accessing these levels is quite profound and most necessary for our evolution. Someone asked a question about the fire horse. Let's discuss that. The fire horse. Well, that starts in February, as you know, but we are at the beginning junctions. That means if things seem a little intense right now, it's because your being is asking for you to let go of things that really do not deserve access to your energy. It's quite interesting how dynamic our internal being can be when it comes to bringing our attention to what we are actually not in alignment with. You see, the energy frequency that is taking place right now is what we call a fever of fire. It's the fire energy that starts before the horse takes off. That energy requires us to really dynamically look at who and what are we giving access to our beautiful design, our beautiful minds, our beautiful feelings, our beautiful desires that we want to bring into life and experience the same way we do when we're in heaven, when we just think of something and we can create it. Here, it takes a little bit more time, but not that much time. It only has that because beautiful beings like reptilians who have supported us throughout the ages of giving us time to be able to make up our minds so that we don't have the access to create and it happens immediately. Can you imagine you have a thought that says, oh, I hope I don't get hit by a car today, and boom, that car hits you? Thanks to the reptilians and their wonderful design of the matrix, they have been able to create systems that allow you time to make the right choices, even though, of course, many people would think otherwise. We did pray for Iran. You weren't here for the prayer that we had earlier. And so when we think about the fire horse, right? And the reason why I use that, because I really want you to understand the dimensions of that. The fire horse in itself is literally saying that whatever it is that you've been holding on to that has not been in alignment to your highest level of truth for your happiness, for your joy, for your prosperity, for your abundance, for relationships, for connections, for your creativity, for the way you show up to yourself and way you show up to others. If it is not in alignment, it will be left behind. So the fire horse is also giving you an opportunity to create more prosperity in this life, to bring more healing, to connect more of the things that you desire. So for instance, You want to connect, let's say, for instance, you're looking for someone because you want to open up a new restaurant. The fire horse is going to bring that energy to you. But if you're holding on to things that you shouldn't be holding on to, then it's going to go the opposite way. So it's really important to clear the energies at this time before February, like really, like every day I've been sitting down, me and my wife, we sit down and we just go through and we just look at, we talk to the part of our being. We say, we talk to the part of my being that knows what I need to let go of. And then tell me what I need to let go of. And then I just start writing it down and just want to get a clarity about that. And what that does is it gives you the permission to begin to start letting that stuff go. Because once you're aware of it, the process then begins, right? It's not a matter of how do I do that? Okay. That's not the word you want to use. How do I do that? When I just told you how to do it, you say, I'd like to talk to the part of my being that knows what I need to let go of so that the fire horse year becomes the most extraordinary, powerful, life-giving, nurturing, empowering, prosperous, health-giving year I've ever experienced. What is the things I'm holding on to that would limit that from happening? Then get a piece of paper and listen. One of the biggest reasons why human beings do not listen is because they have an arrogance about them. Okay? And this may be you, and that's okay. There's no judgment. Like I said, we're not here to judge. We're here to lift and to shift. So arrogance comes from the idea that you should know better. Arrogance comes from the idea that you should be perfect enough, spiritual enough to have this information and that you should have it all figured out. And then if you don't, something must be wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you for the process of evolution, right? But some people actually put themselves through the attacking aspect of shame and attack themselves for not being smart enough, capable enough, or spiritual enough. And that they literally will block what spirit tells them because they are so much in shame for not being that smart, powerful, dynamic spiritual being that they think they are, or because what they think other people will think about them, that they block out the instruction from shamans, from elders, from spirit, from the ancestors, and so forth. And they'll say things like, I can't hear them. If you are one of those people that says, I can't hear them, it's because you don't want to hear. Because you're still holding on to some idea that by them giving this information to you, it must mean you've done something not correct. So the first thing you need to do is you need to talk, you need to say out loud, body, show me what it would feel like to confront the part of my being that feels shame and how I use that shame to hurt myself, limit myself, and hold myself back from seeing the potentials of my being. Pretty powerful, I tell you. Okay. That being said, so now you know a lot more about the fire horse, and we can go into that a little bit later. Not today, but more, I will bring it up again. Someone else wrote and asked me about, creating a business or a job that's in alignment. Okay. So the first key is to acknowledge yourself when it comes to anything about creating anything in life. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to be a singer, a dancer, an architect, if you want to be a healer, a shaman, whatever it is, an engineer, you name it, right? The first thing you have to do is acknowledge yourself. I didn't get where I am because I was waiting for other people to like what I was presenting. No. I didn't get where I am in my success because I was hoping that people would understand what I write and what I do and what I say. No. I got where I am because I was excited because I love myself and I'm on this journey of eternal loving of myself, like really discovering and curious of more ways I can love myself. I got excited about sharing whatever came through my being, and those who were open to it were open to it, and those who aren't, aren't. I didn't focus my energy on, oh, I'm going to start a business and it's going to do this for the people and I wonder if they're going to like it. Nope, you already lost it. Anytime you start making it about what people want or what you think people need, you've already lost it, right? So this is really important when it comes to the question that someone said about setting up a business is, are you doing this business because you want to people please? Are you doing this business because it really truly makes you happy? And if no one ever came to this business or supported this business, would you still do it? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Would you do what you do without needing someone to applaud you, to congratulate you, or to acknowledge your success? Because if you do it because it actually brings you joy and you don't need any of those things, you're on the right path. So I know that that answered your question, and I'm excited that it did. Okay, so someone made a comment earlier. I want to see what that was about. Interesting. Can you please help Donald Trump to think clearly and listen to what others have to say? It is not my responsibility to help Donald Trump think clearly. Donald Trump is thinking exactly the way that he is supposed to, is according to evolution, just like Hitler was thinking exactly how he needed to. And I know it's hard for human beings to hear that because they're like, look at all the people who suffered. But those people signed up before they came to Earth to play a role for humanity to get triggered, to get upset, to get hurt and angry, so that you will see the places inside of you that need to evolve and grow. I am not here to save this world. I never have an intention to save this world. I did when I was younger, and it caused me a lot of pain, put me in a lot of uncomfortable situations, because God came to me and said, I never asked you to save this world. All I did was ask you to do what, to be curious about what brings you joy and to find the things that make you happy and do them. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm Shaman Durek. Because if I didn't enjoy being me and doing me, I wouldn't be doing this at all. So I'm not here to speak into Donald Trump. That's for his joy. He needs to learn that. He needs to understand that, right? And it's important. Haleshitore. Of course, I support the Persian people. Are you kidding me? My nanny was Persian growing up. I used to eat, I think it's gourmet sabze, and I used to eat the hard rice. I forget what that's called. Yeah, I love the Persian culture, and Persian culture is so powerful. And another lifetime, I was a Persian. I was a part of the Persian culture in another life a long time ago. And so I have a very strong love for the Persian people, and so and their culture and the deities, and yeah, it's really powerful, really beautiful, and I really want to see it restored, and the knowledge and the wisdom restored without indoctrination or dogma. So anyway, as we step into this awakening, right, we begin to realize that the journey forward is not beating up on yourself or being hard on yourself. The journey forward is about opening ourselves up to higher dimensional fields of joy and happiness. Derek, do you agree that Trump is also a pedophile? I'm not here to judge people. I'm not here to judge people. I'm not here to judge anyone. Why would I not judge a person who's a lit leader and judge some polarized figure on planet Earth? I'm not here to judge. I'm only here to hold space of love, and focus on community and share the wisdom and knowledge that I have. People who want to stay stuck in a he's this and this person is this and that person is that, you're completely being distracted. I do not involve myself in the Greek stage of nonsense. I don't, and I never will. Sorry, I won't. I'm not here to be stuck in right and wrong. I'm here to see how the universe is playing out these things and the way it needs to play out. I know that there's lifetimes where I came to Earth, where I just came to Earth to get killed in a war. And that's what I came to Earth to experience and to demonstrate. So I know and understand the bigger picture than what people choose to see through this tiny little small keyhole that people keep looking through. You are being programmed and manipulated to operate in a fear-based consciousness and a judgmental consciousness, not just to judge the person that you feel uncomfortable with, but to judge yourself as well, because where judgment is placed on one person is also placed on you. I am not here to be involved in judgment. I am not here. One of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not judge. And I have a lot of respect for Moshe, which was Moses. Thou shalt not judge. Fine. I'm not going to judge. It's not for me to judge. Why do I call? What did you say? You said, no, I asked because you have abilities and I thought you could see the truth. I do see the truth. I see the truth exactly. But my truth that I see is a bigger picture of what spirit and the divine has set up for us to experience. And human beings constantly elect pain and suffering as a way to wake up to spiritual divinity. And so if that's the choice that humans keep making collectively, then that's the one I accept. And not that I accept it and say, yes, I accept it, but accept that that's what human beings choose to do. And I'm going to continue seeing the bigger vision for humanity, that we stop learning through pain and suffering and we start learning through love, kindness, acceptance, and compassion. What Buddha was talking about, who was Lord Siddhartha, what, great leaders like Amma and Mother Teresa and all of these great figures spoke about is that learning through suffering and pain for the sake of divinity, yeah, that can get us there. Of course, collectively, yeah, we have more war, more people dying, more unfairness, more people getting trashed in the street, more people being dismissed or denied for the color of their skin, their sexuality, and all these things. And this is what people want to get angry about, enough to get them to start looking at the bigger picture, which is to come into greater understanding with spirit. And that's what it takes. Fine. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's just how we believe it has to be because we've been stuck in that dimension of suffering to evolution. Everything that you see. That's why someone asked me the other day at dinner, they said, if you knew Hitler as a child and you knew all the horrible things he was going to do, would you have stopped him? No, because I see the bigger picture. I see all the lives that signed up to experience those things because they needed to create a demonstration for all the other people to experience things so that we can create change. If I was running the country, um, someone said, I'm not running the country. So I'm not going to speak on that until I actually were running the country. I'm not going to speak on what ifs. I'm going to speak on what I know and what I send to our community for growth. But to live as Christ, what you know about Christ, you mean. Because if you really want to know about Christ from its truth, from the divinity of Christ, from its authenticity, then you would know that Jesus Christ had many trials and tribulations. And if you read and study Aramaic, you would understand his teachings. First thing Jesus said was that God, which is Allah, which is the real name of God, is both female and male and child all in one. Also, Jesus didn't speak about things in black and white statements. He always talked about all of us together, understanding and connecting and so forth. And so everything that was talked and communicated was operating from a place of love, right? And when people say Jesus died for our sins, no, Jesus did not come here to be your sacrificial lamb. Jesus died for ignorance. People who were afraid of hearing the truth, the same way Socrates died, the same way Copernicus died, because people burned Copernicus because Copernicus told people that the planet revolves around the sun. And people didn't believe that. And so they burned him alive. Or Socrates told people things that people didn't want to hear back in those days. So they gave him hemlock and killed him, made him drink himself to death with the poison, And this is how human beings have acted whenever truth has been presented, is they want to find something that they believe and then they want to stand strong about it. So if your belief is that if you believe in judgment and you believe right and wrong, then believe in it and you will see what those energies will create. Many people confuse the teachings of Jesus with Paul. It's Paul who said Jesus died for, yes, exactly. Very well. Well said. So when we start to understand the understanding of sin, It's not the same. You have to remember that the Bible, which was also written by King James, the King James Version, and by the way, King James was also gay, by the way. And so he also had an issue with being gay. So he put a lot of things in there about being homosexual, which also weren't true, was never spoken at all from Jesus's mouth whatsoever. It was all about love, no matter how you choose, who you choose to love. This is just a body, a temporal body that will dissolve back into the earth, and you will be a spirit that's eternal. It doesn't matter how you use this body. That's ridiculous. So, but again, human beings need to believe in something to be angry with so that they can just feel that they have a place to cast their judgment and their self hatred onto others because of their own self abuse, through their own self deception. And that's okay that people choose to do that to themselves until they learn how to do otherwise. Again, like I said, every single thing serves a greater purpose, even though you may not see what that greater purpose is yet because you're so in the what we call the Maya of it all. There is a greater purpose going to be shown on planet Earth by all these things that you see. And it's not going to be like you think it's going to be. But I'm not going to tell you what my predictions are or what I see and what I've been told by spirit. But what I will say is that human beings need to stop putting their energy and allowing their energy to be taken and pulled away from them for things that are not really supporting their life. If it's not building you, if it's not shifting you, if it's not putting money in your pocket, if it's not making you feel loved, supported, and nurtured, if it's not holding you in a space where you can see who you truly are, why are you investing in it energetically? That's that right there, right? Be your own damn guru. Exactly. Like, what is the purpose of you getting caught up in energy that isn't supplying anything to you other than stress, anxiety, fear, lack, worry, hate, annoyance, agitation, and anger? I mean, let's be real, people. If that's how you choose to use your time on your time, and that's what you do with your energetic field, by all means do it. But that's not what I do with my energetic field. I don't participate in those things for very good reasons. Because spirit tells me not to, and because my ancestors told me not to. And it's important for us to lift the vibrational field of consciousness. So yeah, that being said, okay, so those were the three questions that someone wanted to ask. Okay. So let's see who wants to go live with me and let's see how much time I have. Okay. I'll do some short lives. Let's see who wants to go live and we can then do that. When you break out of the matrix, you can't unsee it. Exactly. Okay. Someone said authentic Scorpio. Let's see. And let's go live with authentic. If you're feeling stuck, that's because you're feeling incorrectly. That means that you're operating in a consciousness of not really understanding what your being is communicating because you're not engaging your being. You're just self-diagnosing yourself for the purpose of wanting to make a statement such as, I feel blocked. Like, how do you know you're blocked? Did you ask the part of your being if it's blocked, or does it just need you to come in with new perspectives and new idea? Authentic Scorpio, I added you to come in. I said, let's go live. You have to accept it. If your thing isn't set up to accept lives, unfortunately, you will not be able to go live. Then I'll have to choose someone else. So I'll give it some more time and see if your thing is set up to go live. And if not, then I will have to choose someone else. Okay, you are unable to join. All right, so let's see now. Okay, so we are going live with Jen Pest Jess. Okay, so and these are going to be short lives. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of healing, but where healing is happening, right? Even just through the words and the things I'm sharing with you. Hello, darling.
Hi, how are you?
As you can see, I'm very happy. I'm healthy and I'm feeling good, and I'm here to support you and hold space for you. What can I do to
I'm
support?
so glad to hear that. You're always very inspirational. to everyone that goes on live with you. Well, not live, to be here with you and listen to everything that you have to say. It's very inspirational for me. And from the last time I was here on live with you, I really took everything that you said to me, and I really understood everything, and I grasped everything that you said. So I'm very appreciative about that.
Thank you. That is so kind of you to say to me, and I appreciate you for seeing me and my love and devotion for humanity. Where shall we begin?
Well, I'm just curious of anything that comes to mind when you're speaking to me. I'm just very curious because I sometimes feel stuck. Where to
You feel stuck?
stuck, like mentally stuck.
Let's find out. I like to talk to the part of her being that feels stuck. Why do you feel stuck?
Yeah, that's a lot.
It says that it feels stuck because it feels the momentum of something and it gets excited about it and then it just fizzles out and then you don't understand why.
That's exactly how I feel, and I
1 second, please. 1 second. I like to talk to the part that is actually fizzling it out. Why are you fizzling it out?
see a couple of rain showers around the city. Phillips really decided to force it. Say, where's what? But church.
Okay, that was a lot of information. I'll share that. It said it fizzles it out because it's afraid that it's not really going to happen because you believe that it's not really going to happen. And you're also taking on the energy of your father, which is that you have to work really, really hard in order to make something happen.
Yeah,
Okay, I'd like to talk to the part of her being that has overcame this behavior and is living the life that it wants to live. What did you do exactly that helped you to not fizzle things out and actually have them come into full fruition? It said, I stopped listening to other people and I started trusting in my truth and my validation for myself, not seeking it at all from one person. And that gave me the ability to bring things into full experience where I was able to create the success that I wanted to create.
that's exactly true of how everything I have always thought since a child. And it's just very hard to see it when it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I explained to you why it doesn't happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You got it. And you understand what you need to do now. I told you what you need to do in order to make it come into full fruition. Did you get that?
yes, I do. I understand. I
Oh,
always had
if
that.
one more thing. I like to talk to the part of her being that expresses joy, emanates joy, and lives in joy. What has she been living in? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. It said that you don't fully claim your joy. You operate in a lot of disappointment and you operate in being overwhelmed by what's going on in the world, and that takes up most of your energy and time.
Yeah, sometimes I get emotional if I watch something on TV or feeling or something.
Why? Why do you do that?
I don't know. It's just
You can't say those words. You cannot close doors and
I
close.
just act on it. It just happens. It's not something I
Let's back up for a second. You cannot use the word I don't know because it's a closed door and a closed window. It leaves no room for spirit or for you to expand into the limitless possibilities of this universe. Okay? So instead of saying I don't know, say, yeah, I'm very curious about that.
yes, I'm curious about that. That's why. It's a big why. Always been curious also if how can I listen to my guides or how to meditate.
Listening to your guide is the easiest thing. It requires a great deal of humbleness and respect. It requires the ability to be given instruction, even if it goes against what your desires are.
Yes, I
You have to
understand.
willing to hear the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Guides and angels and beings throughout the universe and throughout the many dimensions that are here to support us will not play the game called I have to prove to you what I'm saying. They'll just wait till you stop fighting them and getting in the way and really wanting to hear and listen to what they have to say. Let me find out why you're not hearing them. I like to speak to the part of her being that limits her from speaking to her guides. Um, why are you limiting yourself from speaking to the guides? Ah, okay. It said, I'm scared of the unknown. Why are you afraid of the unknown? They said because when you were young, there was a man who came into your room who was very angry and touched you in a way that you shouldn't have been touched, and you felt it climb up on your body, and you've been ever since then you felt like something had control over you, and that you haven't been able to let it go. Um, so you're saying to
That
me
was
the
the
reason
last said there.
I because you're afraid of what else might come? That's correct.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
trauma, my dear, that trauma has to be cleared. I can't clear it right now because I have to get into other
No,
talks.
I agree. I'm
But
super
you
curious.
have to start looking at that part of your being that has had spiritual experiences of the supernatural kind and how it affected you in a negative way and start clearing that. It doesn't mean that those things need to happen anymore. You're older now and able to, you've gained so much clarity and wisdom through your years of spiritual triumphs. You can move through those things easier now than they were back then, where you felt helpless and held down and spiritually.
Wow. You have been the only one to actually give me a truth that no one else has given me. And that is very touching to me. So I'm very grateful for this moment.
Well, it's a pleasure to serve you and to be of service to you. I honor you and I acknowledge you and I'm grateful for your presence in life.
Yes, and I'm going to give others to give that opportunity for them to speak to you or for you to give them those guys. I love you so much.
I love you too, darling.
Bye bye.
Okay. All right. So we have a Brenda Wilson who just said me, please. We're going to go live with Brenda Wilson.
Hello?
Ready to go live. And I don't you.
Sorry?
Are you going live with all?
I think I pressed the wrong button. Sorry. But yes. Hello?
You.
I can't see you. But I'm live.
Yeah, I need to see you.
Oh, I don't know what to press.
You have to press the
Uh,
button that spins the camera around to you.
the camera around me. Oh, right. The camera. Oh, oh gosh. Oh, switch it round, you mean? Oh, like now? Oh, I can see myself, but not you.
Um, I don't know why, but I'm here and I see you just fine.
Okay.
Unless your camera is backwards and you flipped it around.
Yeah. Let me stand in a quiet place. Um, yeah. I'm, wow, I'm ready. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
So how can I support you, my dear?
Oh, wow. Oh, well, I think I'm also pretty stuck and I've been told that I'm in conflict. I have a lot of projects open, but can't seem to complete them.
Hold on 1 second. I have like
Um,
1 second. I'd like to talk to
yeah.
the part of her that is getting in the way of complete. projects. Why are you getting in the way of completing these projects? It says because you're letting people get in the way of telling you what to do, and you're creating partnerships with people that you shouldn't be creating partnerships.
Oh, okay. I do ask a lot of questions with many, many different people. I'm not sure of my, yeah. Is that it?
It's hard to hear you. It's not, so it's important
Oh,
live with me. You go live after you can be 100% focused. There's a lot of
yeah.
yelling, and that doesn't allow for the best intent for what you.
You caught me in a shopping center. I was on the bus listening to you. But let me go.
Gonna have to have it closed it live because it's really go live another time when I go live because this is not the environment for you to go live in for me to support you because you need to be in an environment where you are sitting down, you're ready to go live with me, you're ready to hear what the spirits have to say. If we need to do healing, we can do healing, but this is not the environment to do it in. Okay, I love you dearly and I will be here for you again.
Okay, I love you too. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Bye. Bye. Yeah.
Just hit the X in the corner.
The X in the corner.
So I just want to say, if anyone goes live with me, okay, I do have some structural guidelines for being live with me. You cannot be jogging. You cannot be driving your car. You cannot be sitting on a subway or being in a public place where there's lots of noise. You need to create a sacred space for us, or it shows that your intention for going live is not ready to really lock in. And I need you to lock in. And in order to lock in, it's important that you create an environment that is not noisy, where you're ready to get the information and that you're ready to be served because my time is valuable and so is my ears and my energy, and I require a certain level of reverence and respect. And it's okay that there was a mistake made earlier today. She had no idea that that was the case. So I'm setting that now for everyone to know. If you plan on going live with me in the future, you must be ready to go live. You must ready understand how your camera works and how to go live with me. I'm not here. I'm not a technician. I'm not here to teach you how to flip your camera or get yourself into position. I'm giving up my energy and time and energy because I love you and I want to see you prosper, but I'm not going to go through like dealing with all of the elements that you're creating because you're not creating a sacred space for us to speak in. Okay? All right. That being said, let's decide who wants to go live and let's see who is going to want to go live. Someone says, I'm ready. All right, let's take a look at I'm ready. And I'm ready has not responded to the live. Okay, looks like they're not responding. Fascinating. Okay, let's see. The next person would be uh let's see.
Hello.
Hello. Are you driving?
No, I'm in the passenger seat waiting for something to be ready for myself, not driving.
Okay, great. So
Um,
you're in a space that you can have a conversation and we can discuss things and everything.
yes.
Fantastic. How are you, Queen?
I have been better, but I am literally taking things moment at a time. I'm in a major transition, um, locale wise. But I feel like I'm being prepared for a few things. So I'm just here to know whatever message that is coming to you for me.
Well, there's tons of messages that can come. I need you to be a little bit more specific, because if we were in a session, then we can like let all the different spirits talk and we can decide which one we want to listen to. But my powers work like this, there's so many spirits that talk to me at one time, but it's easier for me if I could just go in, talk to the spirit and know who I'm going to speak to and why and about. So once people tell me like, okay, this is what I want to focus on, then I can decide where I should go, or I could just listen and hear what the spirits have to say and tell you what they're saying. It's up to you.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with the latter.
Give me a second. They said you're creating so much turmoil in your life because you're putting your trust into someone who's not trustworthy. This is what one spirit said. They want you to see yourself in a higher light and stop making excuses for people's bad behavior. They want you to know that you can succeed because God in the universe wants you to succeed. You have to put your faith in that, not looking for other people to tell you you can succeed. You're getting too much outside information and not letting yourself know the truth yourself. If you do not believe it, no one else will.
Yes.
Another spirit said that they want you to spend more time with flowers because when you were a little girl, you used to spend time with the flowers. You love being in the field of flowers, different colors, and that it's important for you to dress up and always feel dress up. They said this is what they're saying. They're like, you used to dress up, so they were with you all the time, and those are the things that actually spark this feeling of knowing that you belong, that you are someone, that you are something. So you need to get back into that energy. Another spirit is saying it's time for you to create that woman social that you keep putting on the back burner. The spirit is saying that it needs you to create that group of women that come together and do things, create things, travel, all this stuff that you've been putting on the back burner. It needs you to come forth with that and stop procrastinating on it. Another spirit is saying we need her to let go of her mom's, or your need for your mom's validation. The spirit is saying that your mom knows a lot of things, but she doesn't know a lot of things. And that it's important for you to stop seeking validation from your mom and start seeking it from yourself. Um, your mom can be hard at times and it hurts you because it makes you feel like you haven't done enough. And this has caused a lot of they're saying it caused a lot of things, beautiful opportunities being missed because of it.
Wow.
They said they want you to look at money differently. They said that you look at money like something that it comes and goes, instead of looking at money from a place of, don't you believe? This is what the spirit is saying for me to tell you. The spirit is saying, don't you believe that universe, God wants you to be wealthy and happy? Why don't you believe in that yet? How come you still believe in the opposite? And why do you even consider thoughts that go against that? Another spirit is talking about indigestion. Another spirit is talking about stomach and indigestion, and that you need to really clean your system. Really go in and look at your microbiome, make some changes in your diet and the way that you process food. You cannot stuff everything on top of everything, it said. We want you to feel better in your body and feel better about your body. The other spirits are saying in like unison how much they love you and how they love your creativity when you used to doodle and do art and things, and they want you to get back to your artistic side. They love you so much, and they were always sitting down with you when you felt alone and abandoned. They were always there listening to you and being there for you. And they want to see you do that again. They want you to start being that person again.
Yes.
They also want you to choose relationships that where it's not about saving you. You don't need to be saved. You are a powerful being, and you recognizing that attracts someone who sees that, and then you become a power couple, not an energy where you give up your truth to make someone else comfortable. Another spirit says no more abuse. That's all it said. It just said no more abuse. Another spirit says that it doesn't like the place where you reside. It wants you to move.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Spot on everything. Oh,
Another spirit is saying that God has already created a beautiful place for you in heaven. You never have to ever doubt that you're loved by God. And anyone who told you you were, they were lying, or they were, how do you say, confused about the truth. And that it's forgive them. They will learn when their life has come to an end, and they will see the truth provided to them. Never think that God would be upset with you. The spirit is saying it's making it very clear. And another spirit is saying we appreciate her so much, we love her so much. Please open yourself up to our love, trust in our love, believe in our love. We have so much love to give you, and know that that is true. That's what a bunch. Those were like maybe like tons of spirits. It was like a huge amount of spirits talking at one time. And then there's some young guy saying that he's in a better place and don't worry about him. And he's saying like, I'm in a better place, don't worry about me. I had things I had to do. I couldn't stay on earth because I couldn't handle certain things. Not strong enough to handle it, and you're strong, keep going. Don't think that you didn't do enough for me, because you have. Okay, my love. All right.
my God. I didn't have a question because I wasn't supposed to ask a question that was like literally spot on. Spot on. Every single thing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure to serve you. It's one's pleasure to serve you, and I'm so happy to be able to be of service.
I almost didn't join because I thought I looked like crap. Thank you so much.
No one cares about that. We live in the real world, not the superficial world.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes. Thank
feel
you.
awe every day.
Yes, yes.
Love you.
Thank you so much. Love you too. God bless.
God bless you. God bless us.
God bless us.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay, so let's see who would like to go. This will be my last going live, because I have to get ready to prepare dinner for my wife and kids. But it's been an honor and a joy to serve and support, and make sure you have everything that you need in order to go live with me, if that you might get called up to go live, and that's really important. Let's see. Someone says, who's this? Cookie Kingdom Glasgow says, I'm ready. All right, let's go with that. You might not get called up this time, but there will be other times you'll be called up. Just always pay attention to my page, and you will see when I is that the Cookie Cutter Glasgow? Oh my God, I love that. Are you making cookies?
Yes.
Look,
Yes, I
any
am.
of those cookies. I need some of those cookies.
Yes.
I
And
gotta get over to Glasgow and get some of them cookies, babes.
oh my God. I can't believe it.
1 second, I'll close the door. We actually spoke before, and I can't believe you actually picked me because, oh my God, I love you so much. I just keep following you, and it's just like the message of love and faith, and it's just like so helpful, you know. Um, so I actually wanted to ask about this business. So I've been a single mother for 8 years, and this cookie business helped me just pulling my soul here. Helped me raise my son here in Glasgow. We're actually I'm Romanian, but I've lived in Greece as well. But
Oh, beautiful. I love Romania. Beautiful culture.
yes, thank you. But then I lived 15 years in Greece, and then the past 10 years I moved to the UK, and then I got separated. So since then I used to be a graphic designer, but here because I was like needed to stay at home, I started this business working at home. So like it to have the flexibility to raise my son. And but lately, like it was really helpful, but it's like it's not that I'm not getting orders, but I also got very not sick, but very physically drained. I even had the carpal tunnel surgery. My hands hurt, my back hurts. It's just, and I'm also like feel like I'm between four walls because I work from home the past 8 years and I don't meet people, and I just feel like
Let me talk. Give me a second. I like to talk to the part of her being that has gotten burnt out with the cookies. Why are you burnt out? It says because all you do is isolate and you don't allow me to go and have a balance in my life. You become so caught up in like perfectionism and everything is about perfection, 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 perfection that it feels like I'm under the house of your mom again. And it's that energy of I have to take care of everyone to make sure that everyone's okay without checking in with myself. And that's where the mom energy comes in. Um, so what is it that you need from her in order for her not to be burnt out? It says it needs balance. It would like to have balance. I'd like to talk to the part of her the part of her being that is already successful, has all the money she needs, and is living the life that she wants to live. What is it that you did in order to start moving in that direction? It said I stopped doing things small and I started opening myself up to support. I started expanding and allowing myself to create a bigger knowledge of my brand and allowing other people to support me so that I'm not doing it all by myself. I like to talk to the part of her that does it by herself. Why are you doing it by yourself? Because I believed in someone who lied to me and held things from me and didn't tell me the truth. And I was very let down. And that caused a lot of hurt and separation for me and my relationship. And therefore, I took a idea that I don't need anyone and I'll do it myself because I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where I have conflict with another person, and that really hurt me. And I don't like having conflict because it reminds me of my childhood. So when you say it reminds you of your childhood, what do you mean by that? People were always placing their opinions on me, and I had to build a strong exterior in order to not be affected by people's judgments. And that took a lot of energy from me. And I don't want to do that again.
yeah, I used to work in my parents' business like since 12. Obviously we were not paid, but every summer, like I never had the summer, and we just like we never had even money, even though we were working all the time. We never had money. I don't know how, but anyway. And I don't know, but the thing with the expansion that
You do know. Let's hold on. Let's go back. You didn't have money because your family was not working with the intention of expansion. They were working with the intention of just putting food on the table.
Literally, like my dad was spending all the money on food, like literally, like
It's food. It was never like, let me take this and invest this. Let me take this and build another business. Let
oh
me
my
take
god,
this. You know what I mean? And so Spirit says the reason why it was like that, it was just because it was just like, what's on the table? What's on the table? And what was also irritating to your being was always hearing them say, well, at least there's food on the table.
yes, but actually, I'm kind of like the same situation.
Yeah, but you're doing the same thing because that's what you were taught. That's why I said you
Oh, okay.
go of the belief you have of that you have to do it all by yourself. Start asking the universe, say, I'm curious what my life would be like if I opened myself up to receive the right help to move this forward.
Yes. The thing is that my dad was a businessman and he had a lot of partners. And I know that I have this belief because all his partners stole from him and he closed everything and he was left without money and blah, blah, blah. And so I know that's a moment when I got this belief of I don't want to I don't want to associate with nobody and everything I'll do it on my own. But now I wanted
That's
to
one idea. The other way around,
don't get orders anymore.
you have a very difficult relationship where you put a lot of your energy in a person who was not being honest with
Yeah,
you.
ex. Yeah, I know. You told me last time.
And I have to keep repeating myself because I feel like you keep trying to like throw that one off. And that has been a huge reason why you have let a lot of things affect you the way you have. Because
Hey,
you love so deep. It's almost like going to the bottom of the sea. It's like,
I know.
you know, and Spirit says, because you love so deep, you get hurt even deeper because you go into like, how could you do this after I've given you so much of myself?
Like, what else do you want from me? Like,
Yeah, like how much do you want to suck me dry? You want to be like a
I,
vampire, suck
yeah,
every little thing out of me?
yeah, but it's been 8 years. Like, I've done so much.
Yeah, but you have not healed it, my love. I'm looking right here. I'd like to talk to the part of her being that hasn't healed that wound. Why are you still holding on to it? It's said to remind me never to trust anyone again. Why do you not want to trust anyone again? Because people take my kindness for weakness, and I'm not going to be taken advantage of. Okay, these are your beliefs, my dear. So, are you believing these things because these are the beliefs that she has set into motion? Is that why you exist? Yes, I am the part of herself that doubts and believes in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, always. Kinda. I mean, lately with, um,
Always, kinda, really? No, come on now. You're talking to Shaman Durek. You're not gonna put no wool over my eyes, okay? Because big eyes everywhere. It's not just here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's
oh, I know.
okay. I got spirits talking to me, listening to their conversations about you. Like, no, 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 no. Don't think you're gonna pull the wool. You have to come into alignment with yourself. Stop creating stories and narratives that are not true. Start telling the universe, this is what I feel, but I feel that I could be wrong. If I am, show me that I am. You have to start falling on the sword, my dear. Okay. So you could say, yes, I believe that people are going to take advantage of me. This is something I believe, but I'm curious if this is not true in spirit. If it's not true, show me something different. That way, you're now giving space with open windows and open doors for the spirits to come in and show you that you're wrong.
Yes.
Because I see you being super successful and having everything you need. I also see you building one of your dream homes that you've always wanted to have. Like, I see all of this. And I
At home, like,
it, get your own way. And it's time for you for support.
Like, I never had the man to say, hey, let's buy a house. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's not going to happen that way, because this is not about I never had a man, boo hoo 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 hoo. Okay? No. The man that will come in and create that with you is going to create it because he sees you as this creative genius who's powerful.
but why is my business now? Is it because like I've been closing in? Like, I feel like the business is dying.
Give me a second. I like to talk to the spirit that makes her business successful. What has she been doing that's not making the business successful? It says you don't believe that people are appreciating what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's like 100%. Like, I
Struggle with, like I said in the beginning of this live, you have to do it for you because you love making cookies and because making cookies makes you happy. If you are doing it to make other people happy, it's going to go down. You understand?
yes.
Let me ask a question. The spirit that governs her business, what does she need to do in order to bring it back up? Start getting excited to wanting to share your cookies with the world.
Yeah, the thing is that I always wanted like to talk, you know, and like show people how I do because I'm really good. Like, I'm the best.
Let's take a look at that. Spirit that governs her opportunities that she can manifest and create in her life. What is it that she can do that where she can talk and share things? They said, well, you can do a lot of things. You can go on to sites that you can put up courses that you videotape where you teach people things. You can create a whole social media where it's all about the process that you have and how you run your business and the way you being a mom, where people can donate and support you in many ways. There's many things you can do, they said. You're not thinking in the way of doing it because you have this belief that you again don't want to ask for support. So once you let go of that, right? So what I want to talk to you is the part of her being that asks for support. How has it been asking for support from the universe and from the spirits and from people who really believe in you? It says it's been amazing. So many people have shown up. The spirits have shown up and created so many opportunities for me. It's been wonderful. What step did you take in order to start doing that? It said I started putting myself out there on YouTube, on social media, and on sites like where people can take free courses on learning how to do things. And I started sharing that with people and sharing my story, who I am, what I've gone through. I'm a single mom and I make cookies, and people getting really into that space.
Yes, but like I have ideas on what to do, but I'm like when I want to do it, when I go to like is I can't really put the thing like what is stopping me, like why am I not? Because I've been wanting to even
I'd like to talk to the part of her being that's stopping her from doing those things. Why are you stopping it? Again, it has to do with your perfection. Your perfection is what gets in your way.
yeah, because I say I need to dye my hair and then
Ridiculous.
I need to lose kilos.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. People want what's real. People do not want to see you trying to pretend or to make up some character or to create some kind of performance. No, people want what's real today. The performance stuff is going out of consciousness.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
because
you need to get the Nike poster that says "Just do it," and just do it.
I have one with Johnny Walker as well. I keep walking like every time. Uh,
So there's also been a pattern in this business when I kept refunding people. Like I kept like some orders, like a lot of things, weird things happened, and I couldn't complete the orders, and I had to refund. But it's been happening so
That's
often.
because you don't have the support that you need to be successful. Again, this is nothing. This is about you trying to do it all by yourself.
But I don't have anybody here. Like,
Yeah, but you're not calling that in. You're not saying, this is what I need, universe. I'm curious, will I be able to fill orders if I open myself up to allowing more support to come in? I've told you what you need to do. You need to go watch live and listen to everything I said and do it.
yes, more support than like help or like what?
Everything that you need support in.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I've even had like a site, and I closed it because I used to get like two.
Okay. We have to come to an end on this, because what you're doing is you're taking the information and then you're just trying to find more things to go to. I need you to start thinking about what I've shared with you. No more buts. I need to hear you say, I am going to listen to what you're saying, Shaman Durek, and I'm going to start applying everything you say.
I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to start applying. Yeah, because I've paid for sites and I keep procrastinating on this site for.
We know what you're doing. We don't need the story again. We don't need that we don't need that you don't have enough people helping you. We don't need all those stories anymore. What we need is the action that removes those stories. You understand?
Yes. So
And I told you what you need to do and what Spirit has already said. And Spirit, if she makes those choices, what will happen to her? They said you'll be successful.
it's just like I'm so afraid.
Stop dragging your feet. Do what needs to be done.
Okay. I was just so afraid of.
Gary V can sit in front of a telephone. He didn't even have a telephone. He had a camera, and he would just talk about wine. That's all he did, talk about wine. I remember when he started, okay, and it grew and became a billion-dollar company. I mean, come on, stop making excuses.
I know it.
The book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Get into things that are going to motivate you to see that you're making it harder than it has to be because you're just looking for more excuses. Stop dragging your feet and go do it. Just like this morning, I didn't want to get up and work out, and my trainer's coming over. I could have canceled him, but I said, you know what? Just come over and do it. Shit. I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it because I know I need to do it.
Yes. Oh my
That's
God.
it. No more. No more.
I think you too.
All I need you to do is say, I want to talk, I want to connect to the part of my being that gets things done, that is not afraid of putting itself out there. I need you to merge with me and integrate your consciousness into mine.
Yes.
I need you to go back and watch this live, my love.
Yeah.
You need to take notes, okay? Because you like to jump from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing.
Yeah. Are you?
Go and take some notes, okay?
Yeah. I just think that like it's been such a blessing talking to you again. I think it's certainly sign, that I have to do it because I've been like I keep hearing this thing, you have to talk, but I'm just like, I don't know, there's I don't know the
I don't know what you're saying right now about you keep saying, I don't know, but there's something. No, there's nothing.
there's nothing.
I told you. I like to connect with the part of my being that is motivated, that is excited, that is open to doing the things that need to get done, and call that part of your being in.
Yes.
Consciousness is not the one that you keep responding from is not working. So go to one of your other multidimensional consciousness and choose something different.
Yes.
All right. I love you. I think you're on the table.
Thank you so
Darling.
much. Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Okay, so this comes to the end of this live. If you've missed any part of it, please go back and listen to the whole thing. It is very powerful and very fruitful and opens up a lot of doors and windows for you to succeed and open up energies in your life. I am so happy to be here to support you, hold space for you, and to see the potential of each and every one of us thriving and operating in truth. That's right, peaceful path pioneer, no fluff. I'm not the fluffy shaman. I'm not the people pleasing shaman. I'm not the shaman that pours a huge amount of sugar on a bunch of truth. I tell it real and raw because that is the way that truth and love are supposed to show up. Remember, truth is love and love is truth. And I tell you the truth because I love you. That is it. If it makes you uncomfortable or whatever, that's too bad because I'm not here to play to those energies. I'm here to honor you, to see you, to know you, to respect you, and to acknowledge your existence. Until next time, Amala Ashe. And remember, you are a gift that has been waiting to be unwrapped by so many people who deserve to be in your space. And only people who should have access are the people who will appreciate being in your space. That's right. Truth is God. Love you. Mwah.